Welcome to Fireside Gaming. I'm Billum, and I have an interesting game to share with all of you today. This is STUNTBOOST. It's an indie game from Biting Games, which is a two-man team that harnesses the love of finger skateboards into a high-speed racing game with a fun dash of platforming as well. And as someone who still has his tech deck from when he was a kid, this is right up my alley. To get the disclosures out of the way, I was sent a code to take part in the playtest of STUNTBOOST by the developers. And part of the reason that I'm talking about the game right now is because a closed playtest is taking place this weekend, December 7th and 8th. You can sign up to take part in that on the game's website, STUNTBOOST.com. With those bases covered, let's get back to talking about the game itself. STUNTBOOST is super simple to pick up, with players controlling the turning of the skateboard with the mouse. Forward movement is a little different than what you might expect, as the W key doesn't do anything, and yet I still find myself holding it down frequently. Either way, players are given a set speed when they start each level, and they can change it in several ways. That includes running over boosters on the ground that will give them a burst of speed and allow them to maintain it so long as they don't run into anything, go up hills, or anything like that. But that's not the only way to gain speed in STUNTBOOST. Another of the key mechanics of the game is crouching. You do so with shift, increasing your speed while traveling down an incline. This can also be used to drop to the ground faster while in the air or for slipping into small spaces. Finally, jumping is tied to the spacebar and does exactly what you would think, but maybe not how you think. After jumping, players cannot change their direction mid-air. However, they can look around all they want and alter the direction of their board, which matters for your landing. This also lets players look around to take advantage of some fun level mechanics, like this one with googly eyes that open doors when you look at them. All of these components come together to create a very specific feel to STUNTBOOST controls and gameplay. When combined with the level design, there's a lot of fun to have here. Running through the 12 levels the playtest offers is fun the first time through, as there's a fair bit of entertaining platforming to be had. There's also spots for other rooms with different levels that aren't in the game yet, but that does show that the developers have more content planned for the final release. And I'll also take a quick moment to mention that I love the retro look the game has, with rooms sporting electronics posters and other memorabilia that those who grew up in the 90s and 2000s will be familiar with. But what's more interesting than anything else is challenging the leaderboards in the game. Each level lists roughly the top 30 times for players to compete against. Climbing these has seen me sink nearly 8 hours into the STUNTBOOST playtest so far. Trying to beat out other players' times adds an extra level of depth to the game, as it brings about a kind of puzzle element. Figuring out how players above you decrease their time is addicting, and the game features a ghost system as well, with the unique caveat that you can only view the ghost of players below you. That prevents players from just copying the routes of those above them on the leaderboards. You can also turn on all sorts of ghosts at once, creating a crazy amount of transparent skateboards mad dashing around the levels. And there really is such a satisfying feeling to shaving off even just a few milliseconds of time to beat players above you. I'm not usually a leaderboards climber, but STUNTBOOST is downright addicting, and I can't help but boot it up every couple of days to see if I've been bumped down on the leaderboards and start experimenting with how I can improve my times further. Also, the satisfaction that comes from discovering a shortcut, and there are many of them hidden throughout the levels, is so freaking good, as they can shave multiple seconds off of your time, which might not sound like much, but trust me, it's a big deal. And with all of that said, I have no intention of showing you my actual best runs. You'll have to figure out how to best traverse these levels for yourself. I've been trying to stay in the top 5 on each of the levels' leaderboards, so keep an eye out for Fireside Gaming in the playtest, and do your best to take me down. And until next time, take it easy.